Hello everybody, I am Jala. Welcome back to my channel. When some students speak English, there can be some words which are mispronounced by them. It's because of some sounds, some letter combinations. In today's lesson, I'm gonna speak about those mispronounced words and about how to pronounce them correctly. Let's get started. Generally, when we combine the letters C and H, we pronounce it ch. For example, chair, teacher, cheeks, chin, and so on. And let's look at these words. How do you pronounce them? Chemistry, Saicho, stomach? No. Though we see the combination C and H, we don't pronounce ch. Here, in these words, we pronounce them k. Psycho, psychologist, psychology, stomach, chemistry. We don't pronounce ch, we pronounce k. Psycho is a person who is mentally ill. And how do you pronounce these words? Champagne? Mustache? No. Though we see the combination C and H, we don't pronounce ch. We pronounce sh. Champagne, mustache, or mustache. It's a line of hair which a man allows to grow on his upper lip. A man with mustache. Now let's speak about the combination G and H. It can be pronounced differently depending on its place. If it comes in the middle of the word, we don't pronounce this combination. For example, maide, nade, slightly. But when this combination comes at the beginning of the word, we pronounce g. Ghastly, ghost. Ghastly means very horrible, unpleasant, because it involves pain or death. Ghost is the spirit of a dead person. Do you believe in ghosts? When the combination G and H comes at the end of the word, we pronounce th. Enough. Cough. There are some words which begin with the letter H. For example, these words. How do you pronounce them? Honest, honorable, hour? No. We don't pronounce H in these words. H isn't pronounced. We say honor, honesty, or honest. Hour. Honest means very frank. We call those people honest who say exactly what they mean without trying to hide feelings. Thank you for being so honest with me. Honor. It means respect and admiration for somebody. We stood in silence as a mark to her honor. Hour. It means 60 minutes. I am waiting here for an hour. I hope to be there within the hour. And how do you pronounce this word? Exhausted? No. H isn't pronounced in this word. We say exhausted. Exhausted means very tired. I feel very exhausted after work. Do you know this word? It's lace, a delicate material made from threads of cotton, silk. But how do you pronounce this word? Necklace? No. We pronounce necklace. Necklace. She was wearing a nice necklace. And when we combine the letters A and I, we pronounce A. Made, paid. And do you pronounce this word said? No, it's not correct. Though we see the combination A and I, we don't say said. We say said. Said. Said is the past form of say. I said that everything is okay. How do you pronounce this word? Yard? Yes, it's correct. But we don't say vineyard. We pronounce it vineyard. Vineyard. It's a large area where grapes grow. We have a big vineyard. This is the letter X. In some words, we pronounce it X. But in some words, we pronounce it Gz. For example, but how do you pronounce these words? Do you say xylophone? Xerox? No. The letter X isn't pronounced in these words. We say xylophone. Xylophone. It's a musical instrument. Xerox. Xerox. A process for producing copies of letters, documents. We pronounce this word C. C. But how do you pronounce this word? Nosy? No, it's not correct. We don't pronounce the word C here. We pronounce nausea, nausea or nausea. Nausea is the feeling that you have when you want to vomit. For example, nausea can be one of the symptoms when a woman is pregnant. There are some words which can be pronounced in two ways, depending either they are verbs or nouns. We change the syllable stress of the word. Stress is placed on syllables, and one syllable is pronounced differently, more clearly. Because of stress, syllables can be pronounced differently. When the syllable stress moves from the first to the second syllable, the part of speech usually changes from noun to verb. Stress is very important. It can change the meaning of the word completely. This word contains two syllables. If we stress on the first syllable, it's a noun. Address. Address means details of where somebody works or lives. What's your address? Where do you live? If we stress on the second syllable, it's a verb. Address. Address means applied to. To say something directly to somebody, to make a formal speech to a group. He addressed me in English. Desert. Desert. It's a noun with stress on the first syllable. It means a large area of land that has very little water and no plants growing on it. But when we stress on the second syllable, we pronounce desert. Desert means to leave somebody without any help, any support. For example, she was deserted by her family. And in these words, if we stress on the first syllable, we say present. Present. It means a gift or the opposite of absent. For example, I bought a nice present. She is present at the lesson. If we stress on the second syllable, we say present. Present means to introduce. Can you present your friend? Contract. Contract. It's a noun, means a formal agreement. For example, I was on a 2-year contract that expired last week. But when we stress on the second syllable, we say contract. Contract means to decrease in size, number. These trousers contract as they are washed. Object. Object. It's a noun, means something that you can see or touch, but it's not alive. For example, you can see a lot of objects around you. But when we stress on the second syllable, we say object. Object means to refuse, to say disagreement. For example, she objected to my proposal. Subject. Subject. It's a noun. We stress on the first syllable. It means a topic or a person. For example, let's change the subject. It's very boring for me. Or, what's the subject of today's lesson? But when we stress on the second syllable, we say subject. Subject. It means to bring a country or a group of people under your control, especially using your force. For example, the slaves were subjected by him. They depended on him. I advise you to pay attention to the correct pronunciation of each word you learn. Don't be afraid of making pronunciation mistakes, but never forget, if you wanna improve your listening skills, you have to pay attention to the correct pronunciation of each word. I wish you to enjoy your life. I wish you to enjoy your English learning. See you next time.